Hey, brush your happy on services, man.
That'd be good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, go to presenter view. Sure, you could do the full screen, because we're gonna toggle between, the website and between the presentation and the website.
I have another day when I went to. Oh, I turned on, see, somebody on, Saturday. Yeah. Sure. Nice to see you here too. Sorry, so you get familiar, and Robert, if you check it, what's that meant for me? For me, one more time, and Teresa. Jacob.
Caitlin.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. This week.
Usually I also would be here too.
I will still be on that for. You know, still the Jensen song, so.
No. Oh, and for me.
For me, 22 years. Yeah.
But we're both
We're
working.
like 22 years. We both started in like, 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, I. You're in good hands, Jacob. Continue. Did you ever come up with a? Good. Now I just have to order this for 3 months. Come up with the domain? Yeah. I took it there. I put it like. Homes by J. Oh, okay.
And you go through, ChatGPT with us? Oh, okay.
First, before I start.
Oh, actually, no, that's that.
Everything. Then I did the name for there. I'm here to sit for the front. People come late and they go to the back.
Yeah, let's get settled in, because we have it recorded already, and then we have people coming in online as well. So we don't want to waste their time. We want to be mindful. So we want to kick these off really at 10:30. Obviously, I know people come in a little bit late, but if we could get going and settled in. So all right, so let's see here. So, as you guys know, we want to hold these workshops really for everyone's growth, their enrichment, obviously wanting to get agents.
Absolutely. Feel free to keep the questions coming.
All right, ChatGPT is working. We see someone working ChatGPT going there. All right, so we obviously, like I said, we want to provide you guys with a lot of material, and just industry updates, what's going on in the office, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis within the organization, and really just help fuel your guys' growth and help you guys become better agents. So we're going to be having these meetings weekly as we have for the last couple of weeks. Today, I'm going to show you guys a quick little agenda. Go ahead if you want to go to the next slide. We're going to keep it around some simple topics, really just recognition, office updates, industry updates, some marketing topics, and then a call to action. Obviously, giving you guys a platform for Q&As as well. So we'll jump right in with recognition. We can go to that next slide. We have recognition, we have production. So far, we have 6 transactions that have closed with the total volume of right under 3 million. It's a little bit light, but obviously we know that everything comes on the back end. Right now we're averaging somewhere about 25 transactions per month. We actually want to create some infographics for you guys to share, as you guys are top producers. I'm working with Caitlin to allow for us to share what we're doing in the marketplace for our social media pages, because I think that's important. It helps you gain visibility. Us as an organization sharing the infographics behind that's going to help us be able to highlight what we're doing and how we're winning in the marketplace. We also have some birthdays that we wanted to highlight. D-Raj Singh and Irene Carter. D-Raj is actually today, and then Irene is coming up on Sunday. Now I also want to talk about something that we haven't mentioned before, but obviously we are a real estate company, but for those of you guys who are new or did not know, we also have a mortgage side of it. So I'm not highlighting any production right now for the mortgage side of things, but I do want you guys to be aware that there are people among us here right now, and then also within the organization that also have the ability to do loans. So currently, you know, if you guys are working with individuals outside of the organization, you totally can, and we can't steer you and direct you to use someone in-house, but here's one of the benefits that you can get from that, which is obviously getting more visibility, transparency into how your files are being worked. The individual being here, I know Gus has sent me or provided some leads. He comes over, he can ask, hey, what's going on? Versus picking up the phone. You can always do that. And so we want to be able to highlight that. We do have several people that have the ability to do loans. So if you guys need any information on that, we'll be able to share some of that as well. So go ahead, go to the next slide. Here's some office updates. One of them is back off, and it might be a little bit small for you guys, but we have back office it's been redesigned. We have quite a bit that's going on back there, and what we're trying to do is have that be the one-stop hub for everyone. It actually allows for you to do several things. These trainings are actually going to be housed there. Part of the requirement that we have done recently is update that so that way you're actually creating the login. Before, it used to be open for anyone to pop in, you know, steal our secret sauce, all of our forms, do everything that we do. They can just pop in and do it. Now you actually have to create a login. Once you request access, Kareem will be able to approve that, and then you can get in there to view everything. You can also download some forms. It has a lot of helpful links as well. So like access to your CRM, Bold Trail, your website, BHHS back office. And here's a cool thing, actually. Kareem has actually created an IT support ticketing system. I know part of what happens currently is you send out an email or you're looking for Kareem left and right through the building, trying to figure out where he's at. That's a little bit harder. Plus, there's no visibility. There's no way for you to track what's happening. Anything from getting access to something to resetting a password, all of that can go through the back office now. There's also, we get a lot of requests for open house. Someone has a new listing. They say, I need someone to do an open house. I can't do it. You could do it on there. You can request for that to be done. People could pop in and see those dates when that could take place and what's available for that to happen. Requesting emails or text blasts. That's actually on there as well. I get a lot of requests. I know the front desk gets some, Alejandra gets them. We're trying to streamline everything so that way you guys have full transparency into how the organization operates and how to request for stuff in a streamlined manner. So you can do that there. There's much more. I'll let you guys check out the website. In fact, Kareem will do something there in just a second, but I wanted to show you guys also. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Berkshire actually launched new logos. I don't know if you guys knew that. That logo can still be used, but they're trying to modernize the brand. I think some of their research has showed that the brand has a reputation of catering to a certain age group or a higher older demographic. They're trying to modernize it with even different color schemes. They have like now a new black and white scheme. They have a modern color scheme. And so I only pulled out the white ones just because it fit well with the backgrounds that we had on the slide. But they have them in white, black, and I don't know what this purple color, whatever it is, but they have all three of those. Those are also located in the back office site in case you want to upgrade and update your marketing material. You actually see that on there as well. If you wanted to update your business cards, go ahead and use something like that, just to have that more modern touch to all of your marketing. All right, cool. Can you go into the back office site really quick? Because I actually wanted to cover a couple of things. It's gonna be really quick and then we'll jump right into the next section of it. I think Kareem deserves a shout out for him to at least be able to show you guys what he's been working on, because it hasn't been without a lot of challenges and hiccups trying to get this thing launched, but I think it's gonna help us, like I said, have a lot more transparency into everything that we're doing here. So go ahead and scroll down. Here's some of the quick links. The resource center, you have that. The zip forms can also be accessed from there, so where you manage your transactions. Bold Trail is where you have your CRM, so all of your clients. Even where Bold Trail actually also gives you the ability for you to update your website. If you guys didn't know, that's where you would do that, your Berkshire website. I'm actually going to be having a workshop on that specifically as well, how to go in there and manage it, customize it, upload your picture, how to set up your drip campaigns for all of your contacts whenever you upload them, customize your emails. Everything that needs to get done for your website is going to be done in that link there. And I would even suggest that you guys start going in there, start playing around with it. So that way, once we get into the workshop, you're a little bit more familiar with the navigation of how to do that. Our company website is also there. The 3M Monday meetings, that's where you'll see the library for those as well. And then go ahead and scroll down. We'll also have we'll have the email text blast request there. The how to request an IT support ticket. Caitlin actually had the perfect voice for being able to narrate how to do that. So she created a video for that, and then the IT support ticketing link that's there as well. Gives people the ability to onboard with us in that next section. So we have something there for new agents. Obviously, you guys are already with us. We're trying to update also reserving the meeting rooms. So boardroom, the training room, just so that way we don't have any overlapping that takes place. We'll actually get that updated here soon. And then this is where we're talking about the open house opportunities, where you can add your listing, have that get put on there. And then if you want to see any availability for what's out there, if you want to be one of those agents that, as Robert's been talking about, what are your activities that you're doing? This is how you'll know, hey, this is an open house that's available within our company. I want to sign up to do it. And then you get out there to go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and scroll down. We will also want to highlight and put the company calendar up there, so that way you could see what's going on. Again, highlighting birthdays and anything that's taken place within the organization. So that's just a quick little run through of what we have going on with the back office. I thought you guys should see it and just know it's probably best to start using that. If you need Kareem for something, use this. It's going to get you a faster response than going the other route of sending him an email or trying to call him. If it is urgent, do call him or reach out. But there is a urgent feature in there as well. You still want to enter the ticketing system, because that's how we're going to track the activities that Kareem is doing on a day-to-day basis as well. Any questions there? Yes.
What is the response time for that?
Yeah, so you want to speak on that a little bit?
So it's basically, for now, the standard is for urgent matters is day to day, and then for the not so urgent, 1 to 2 days, because we have a timing window for resolving the tickets. It's on the mornings, and then afternoons I will start working on the projects.
If it is urgent, we let him know. He like submit the ticket, and then what we're trying to do. The reason why we want the ticketing system is because if there's things that are happening over and over and over again, we want to make sure that we have a process in place to automate that or streamline it. But we won't have visibility into it. So always submit the tickets. Urgent requests, he'll do them right away throughout the day. If it's less urgent, then he'll roll it to the next day. Like if it's 3 p.m., he might not get to it. He'll probably get to it to the next morning, because that's when he's going to have his blocked out time for less urgent activities.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that's going to come through is probably going to be one of those things where it might be urgent, and he's going to say, yes, I have to do this. And then he either reaches out to me, says, hey, I have to stop what I'm doing because I need to work on something else. And that's fine too. We don't mind it. What we want to do is we want to have tracking over what's being requested of him, because I have seen instances where it's the same request over and over and over. And we want to make sure that we're automating that or streamlining the process so that way it doesn't come up as often anymore. So that's why we're also trying to create this these types of videos where we say, this is how you do this, this is how you do that, because the requests come and then he's having to answer and respond to the same thing over and over versus just saying, hey, we created a video to show you how to be self-sufficient and do it on your own as well. Yes.
At the back office, when I went on there, it says, it didn't give me a tag to create a new login, it just says forget password. And when I pushed that, then I didn't get anything back. This was probably last week. I just forgot to follow up, but it didn't give me an option to create, like you said, a login. It just says, forget password. So, you know,
Urgency.
I just, you know, so is there difference? Do we click on forget password, then we'll get, to add a login?
No, so basically, if you don't have any logins for the first time, it prompts you to create a login to access those pages. But if you have a login, then
Okay.
you should.
I'll double check.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did it. So try it again because I did it, Franklin did it, and we were both able to do it right
Okay.
away. So I just did mine last week. So,
Okay.
all right, go ahead and go to the next slide. Any other questions on that part? All right, so we'll move to the next one. How many of you guys heard last week's news on the 50-year mortgage? Anyone? All right. Now we're starting to see the hand. All right, so what was your initial thought to that? As an agent, what did you think? Actually, hide this slide because they may look at it, they may read off the bullet points. All right, what do you think? What was your initial thoughts? Crazy? Okay.
People they wanna make sure homeowners are renters.
Oh, homeowners are renters,
Yeah.
okay?
Well,
Alright.
well, probably lower payments, right? Monthly payments, I mean,
Possibly.
on a longer tenure,
Yeah, possibly, yep,
so it should encourage demand.
You know, pay more overall than.
pay more overall, okay. Those are all good things, right? Those are all good, good feedback, good thoughts. These are all similar things that your clients are gonna have questions about. Hey, this new 50-year mortgage, what does it do? How does it benefit me? Because that's really the answer that's really the question that they have, and they're going to want an answer. So we need to be ready with different ideas, right? Because Reza said, well, lower payment overall, possibly, but the idea is probably also that the lenders are going to charge a bit of a higher rate because the risk factor of having 50 years of a loan, plus you also don't create equity as fast. So your LTV is going to remain higher for a longer period, which may lead the banks to consider that a higher risk. So go ahead and move over to the next slide. So there was a lot of talk about it. A 50-year mortgage may sound like affordability relief, but really the long-term interest is going to skyrocket, as Jacob mentioned, is you're going to end up paying for a long time, more interest. Roberto mentioned the same thing, which leads to borrowers building equity a lot slower than usual. I know there was already a 40-year mortgage. It never really gained much traction anyway. So what I'm trying to get to is, you know, there are industry experts really calling it nothing. They're saying there's not a whole lot to this. They're skeptical. The idea here is that as agents, you have to be able to translate headlines into a reality for customers, for your clients. You have to be able to be an expert. And if you're not knowing like how to answer that, and you say, well, I don't know, maybe just give it a try. And it's not going to make you sound like you're involved or understanding what the market's doing. Actually, right after that, Pulte actually came out. He's the one who heads up Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. He came out and he said, well, it's part of a solution. It's not meant to be the thing that solves everything, which everyone's trying to address affordability, right? Everyone's talking about affordability. So they said, well, that's what we're trying to do, trying to give it as an option. And that's okay. Maybe that's how you present it, is as long as you sound knowledgeable and understanding of what's out there, and you say, it's just another option. When we get to your loan officer, they'll show you a 30-year side by side to a 50-year. Obviously, it's not rolled out yet, but once it does, then you can present that. Or you can even say, hey, if this really interests you, I can have your loan officer talk to you about a 40-year mortgage, right? Because that is out today. And so you can have that be compared side by side. And once they see that the payment difference really is 150, 200 bucks, what do you think your client's going to say? Thank you, but no thank you, right? And so when you really think about it, how many of you guys ever been to one of those fast food places and they say for like or a restaurant where they say for like $1 more you can upsize all of your drink, your fries, and everything, right? And so you say, hey, I'll pay the extra $1 for getting a bigger portion or a bigger set of fries or even a drink. We all do, right? So this is the same thing. Maybe it's just price anchoring where you say, look, you don't want a 50-year mortgage, but I could get you into 30-year for this, right? And so it's just getting them to say yes more often, and that's through the process of going over the options that they have available. So again, when we're talking about these, we want to give them as options. Just really present them as options. That's all it is. You let them decide, but you are showing that you're knowledgeable about what's happening in the industry. So any questions on that? Anything that you guys have that maybe you guys thought of regarding the 50-year mortgage?
So it has already started, it's been implemented?
No, they're floating out the idea. It became really like, if you guys are on social media, a lot of agents took to social media almost right away, either for it or against it. But that's what I'm saying is if you take these headlines and you use it to position yourself as someone who's knowledgeable and in tune with what's happening in the market and having the conversation on your social media platforms, it's going to help you a long way, because even though it's not out, you show that you're involved in the day-to-day stuff regarding real estate, right? So it's not out yet, but they're talking about it. In fact, one of the things that Bill Pulte said is, well, it's the beginning of what we're talking about. And like I said earlier, he said he's trying to address affordability. But one of the other factors that he quickly floated out is portable mortgages. You guys have an idea what that might be? Okay, portable mortgages is very similar to assumable mortgages. You guys know what assumable mortgage is? Okay, so for those of you guys who know, anyone want to take a shot at explaining it? Assumable mortgage? Yes.
Where you assume the same terms and same interest rate for the previous person.
Sanjeev walked in with the fire. He said he didn't even take a minute to sit down. He's like, I'm here to answer questions right away. Good job. Thank you. Yes, that's when a buyer is assuming or taking over the mortgage terms that the seller of the home already had. So if they had a 3% loan, the buyer comes in and says, hey, I'm going to take over the 3% loan. Now, there's a lot of steps, a lot of process. It's not super easy. The banks don't like it, for obvious reasons, right? Banks aren't big fans of saying, hey, we're going to let someone take over the 3% interest rate, considering that rates are 6 and 7%. But it can be done. It can be done. Again, I've seen someone explain in this video on social media, and he had several 100,000 shares, likes, views. I had tons of people forward that video to me and say, hey, is this true? Is this true? I say, yes, it's true. Now, you can't do that on a conventional loan, which is what I think his name is Bill Pulte from Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. That's what you can't do it on those. He heads that, but he's now talking about looking into that. The one that does let you do it is FHA and VA. FHA and VA loans can be assumable. Okay. And so what Bill Pulte floated is, let's talk about portable mortgages, which portable mortgages are, Jawan, you own your home right now. You have 3% rate. You port that to your next transaction. Seems interesting. There's still discussion around that. What they're trying to do is drive the real estate market out of the stagnant state that it's been recently, where it's kind of been flat. They're trying to float some ideas. So these are all questions that you'll get. I'm telling you, I've gotten them, and that's where we have to be ready, especially if you're on social media, if you're talking about these things. Hey, look, I know there's some agents who they just like to work up the market. They really do. They like to work up their followers, and that's how they go about it. They say, is there going to be a new portable mortgage? And then they get all sorts of activity. They like to create controversy. I'm not one of those, I like to explain and educate, but if that's your cup of tea, by all means, this is social media content that you can be posting about though, right? It's just looking at the headlines. All right, Kareem, any questions on that? No? All right. We'll keep going. All right, so here's a question I want to ask you guys. And I'm not, look, I'm okay with silence. I'll let silence take over if we need to. But I really want you guys to ask your guys self the first question. Why do you choose real estate every day?
That is our bread and butter.
Bread and butter. I love it. Yes.
I've been wanting to do this since I was like 18 years old. I'm 34. It's like, it's now or never.
Now
so
or never.
Get it done.
Love it. Anyone else?
Basic necessity, there's always a requirement for it.
Always a requirement for it. Absolutely true. People transact every day. The question is it going to be with you or with someone else?
Retirement.
Retirement. All right. I got enough answers to keep going. What drives you? What's your driver? I know we said retirement, bread and butter, we said that. What drives you? Say it one more time.
Commission.
Commission. Oh, I hope that drives everyone. What was that? Family, all right.
Passion.
Yes.
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom, I love that. Very true. Now, this is a question that gets a little bit harder because we understood why we choose real estate. We understand what drives us. But now, what keeps you committed? Because Robert was talking about this last week, is being consistent requires for you to be committed. There's no way you're going to be consistent if you're not committed. They go hand in hand. You have to be committed in order to be consistent. Because you know what? There's going to be some days where you wake up and the weather looks like this and you say, no, you know what? I'm going to sit at home in my pajamas and not go to the office to learn today. I'm going to take today off from real estate. And I can tell you for me, I always say this to everyone is, and it sounds weird, but it's true. I never take a day off. I'm not always working, right? But really, like, I don't always take a day off because in reality, my phone rings nonstop, right? But I'm always constantly responding to everyone and everything that comes my way with real estate because I've woken up and I said, I'm going to be committed to what I do. So I'll ask you guys this question. What keeps you committed to this career path, even when it's challenging? Because today's a challenging market. Would you guys all agree? Today, we're living in a challenging market. Higher rates, affordability is crazy. Headlines that say everything, it's doom and gloom. And buyers saying, I'm waiting for the market to crash. And sellers saying, my house should be worth this. So what keeps you committed to this career path? Again, I'm okay with silence, but we got an hour.
Passion for it. The passion to do it.
Passion?
Do the right things.
All right. Passion. What else?
It's always challenging. It's just not this time. COVID time was challenging. So we've been through 2008 was challenging. So
Yeah.
Gotta be committed.
Okay. Anyone else?
See, optimism, like, there's always potential, and circle back to the family thing.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at. I want to have a vision, focus on that.
Okay. We'll do one more. What keeps you committed to this career path even when it gets challenging?
Not having a movie.
Oh, I love that. Kareem just he said the ultimate one. And I think this is gonna possibly strike a nerve for some people is he said not having a plan B. And so that might strike a nerve with someone who says, well, I have another job that gives me other income, so I'm okay without real estate transactions. Right? When you have a plan B, you may not be committed to real estate. You may opt for saying, well, I'll wait for my uncle, my cousin, my niece, my aunt, whoever, whenever they're ready to buy it, I'll just get a quick little commission. And so you may not be as committed in that case, right? Where when you don't have a plan B, you have to wake up and grind it out again, right? So I'm going to share a worksheet with you guys in a sec, but let's go over to the next slide. So here we go. I'm going to give you guys a worksheet. If you can do me a favor, take one, pass it around. And this is really an opportunity for you guys to answer this question for your guys' selves. And then also have the daily activity behind it, because I think as you guys answer this question of your why, I know some of you guys shared that, right? As some of you guys answer this question of your why, you guys are going to get to understand what you can do and how your activities can be driven by your why. So the daily action plan, as I gave you guys the worksheet, is understanding your why. Some of you guys answered it out loud and shared it with the group. I just challenge you guys to really write it down, reflect on it. Think about your why. I'm going to tell you guys what my why is. I'll share with you guys my why. My why, when I wake up, is how can I help people? That's it. How can I help people? Because my idea behind it is, if I help people get to where they need to be, the business is going to take care of itself. I promise you that. And I can tell you, that means I get a lot of questions all day. Any given day, I probably get, my text messages probably run between 30 and 40 conversations per day. And I can tell you, not all of them are transacting every day. I will get a question literally like, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, a client called and said, hey, my insurance canceled on me. My mortgage company is charging me $200 for the lapse of insurance for 2 months that I didn't have. They're charging me over $200. Can you help me understand why? I said, sure, send me a picture of all the letters you got. Spent 15 minutes on my Sunday on a phone call, breaking it all down for her. She's like, no, but they told me that it's the bank's fault. The bank is the one who canceled my insurance. I said, I promise you, banks don't cancel your insurance. In fact, they would never want you to go a day without insurance. That was 100% on your insurance fault. She goes, well, my agent said it was my bank. I said, it's not. I cycled through all of the letters that she got, answered the question. Did I get a transaction from it? No. I got 0 from it. And that's okay. But you know what? This client has referred multiple people to me in the past, because I've done this for her literally over and over and over again since before she even wanted to buy her house. She bought her house for me. Her ex-husband bought her house for me. Franklin, who's now an agent with us, bought a house for me. And I've had multiple people be referred by her. But it happened because I was always available to answer her questions even before she ever transacted. And that happens over and over. So my why is just helping people. That's all it is I'm not looking for a transaction. I'm looking for how to help people. And then that comes out on its own. So I'll actually go through it in steps. So each day, complete one activity that reflects your why. If you said it's your family, if you said it's retirement, if you said it's your bread and butter, if you said it's your financial freedom, whatever that is have that be the thing that drives you for an activity every day, and have that be your motivator. And so stay consistent for 5 days. Well, that's why we talked about the passion. Like what is it that keeps you committed? Is, okay, well, I'm not really getting to where I need to be, but I'm going to share with you guys something that has shown me that what we're doing is working. I take this all in steps, right? Like Robert and I have started this where we're doing these meetings. And it's up to you guys to implement. I'll use an example, Gus. He's been attending most of our meetings and even from before this, he comes to all the trainings on Thursday. And one of the challenges he really took on himself was, hey, I'm gonna use social media. Be present. Do more activities around there. He started doing them with ICE last week. I don't know if it was through his visibility or through his presence or what activities, but he took it serious. The challenge that Robert gave us with the Adeline on week 1, Gus came in, he said, I did this, I did this, I did this. He went over, he was like, I'm gonna go put some flyers in a few spots. So he took care of the activities and the activities took care of him last week. Last week, you want to share a little bit about what happened with your client?
I got a listing, off market listing.
He's being modest. He did not get a listing.
Did
He
it?
got a listing and
Oh, yeah.
The buyer.
And the buyer.
so that's why I said he's being modest. He's keeping it simple. He's saying, I got a listing, but he got a listing and the buyer. He's double ending that deal.
Yeah, my investor, called me up and basically just put it in my lap. And said, hey, I got this right here and I wanna be the buyer for it, so. Listed it and with Enrique's help. I got it all taken care of, so I'm just waiting for it to close. And I got some more actually coming up because I have a whole list of things that he's working on. And all he needs to do is just point the direction and then he tells me, okay, get a hold of them, or he'll even give me their email address. Say, write a listing agreement for these people right here, and I'm the buyer for what my company and this and that, so I like that better.
He again,
Good job, man.
yeah, let's give him a round of applause. Good job. Okay. Now, again, he's still being modest because even though he's getting the buyer and the listing side, he will also be listing that deal once the investor is ready to sell it. So 3 transactions in one, all from just taking care of the activities. All from just taking care of the activities. And so the idea is just be consistent. Be consistent with your activities. Be consistent with what you're doing. But have your why be your guiding factor. Have that be the reason why you do it. The last bullet point on there, share your progress with people. Robert and I didn't tell him, hey Gus, you have to come report to us. He came back that next day, he was like, hey Enrique, I did this. And then he would come into my office, he said, hey, I'm gonna go put flyers now here. He showed me his flyers, like, what do you think about my flyers? He's taking care of the activities. And now the activities are gonna take care of him. Because it's a numbers game. Look, if you think you're only going to win in real estate because if you're on social media, completely wrong. If you think you're going to win in real estate just because you door knock, completely wrong. If you think you're gonna win in real estate just because you cold call every day, it's wrong. It's a multiple. It's doing all the activities. It's a little bit of everything. Consistently, you will win. Because the thing is, sometimes one funnel is not going to give you a whole lot of activity. Maybe your cold calling just isn't going to work for 2 months. And if that's all you're doing, guess what? You're probably not going to get transactions for 2 months. But if you're doing cold calling, plus posting, plus door knocking, plus mailers, plus everything else, well, guess what? Now you have a recipe that's going to give you success as you go doing them over and over. So again, if you want to steal mine and have helping people your why be your why, that's fine. Here's some examples of what you can do every day. The worksheet's right in front of you, but you can reach out to a past client just to check in. That was a part of the added line thing, right? Robert mentioned that. You can offer helpful info to someone hesitant about buying or selling. I know last week on Friday, I got up, I was like, I haven't made a video in a while. I went over to our new social media room, by the way. Shout out to Caitlin. Good job. Thank you. Caitlin put together. If you guys haven't seen it, there's still some work that's being done to it, but I went ahead and used it. It's right along the corridor all the way to the left side, like second or third office on the left side. You'll see it. There's microphones. You can plug in your phone. I went in there and I made a quick video talking about the average age of first-time home buyers. Anyone want to take I know some people probably saw my video. Anyone want to take a guess what the average first-time home buyer age is today?
35.
You guys saw my video. No, did you know that or did you saw the video?
No, I heard it on the news or something. I think it was.
All right, so I just made a video on that. That actually has spiked in the last 2 or 3 years. That's not even normal. Like, but it has become normal. Again, affordability has caused that. People having to shift careers. And so I just made I made a video about that, got a bunch of DMs and like direct messages to me saying, wow, that's cool. Like, it gives me hope. People had already given up on buying. And they just said, I actually realize that I'm not too far off now. I can still buy today. And so just creating the content might be encouraging for people. And so offering helpful info, that's all I did there. I just offered helpful info. Provide a resource or referral. I get this all the time. I part of my business is specializing in fix and flips, right? So that made me a person who literally someone just says, hey, my light switch won't work. Do you know someone? Yes, I know someone. I'll send it to you. And that keeps you present in the back of their mind, saying, if I ever need something real estate related or that has to do with my home, I'm just going to call Enrique. So I'm helpful there. Review someone's home value. I don't know if you guys have ever seen someone do those Zillow estimates on a video on social media. They just pull it up. They say, hey, look, this is why his estimate's wrong on this property. You just take a random address. Doesn't have to be anyone else. You just say, hey, this is why it's wrong. Let me know if you want to know what your house is worth. Some people do that. I don't do short videos sharing how I help people, but I can tell you every time I do a transaction, I post it on social media and I tell the story behind it. Because people, yes, they want to see that you close deals, and some people that just put, I just sold this house might work. But I just do, I tell the story behind it, and some people that just motivates them. It says, wow, they had a challenging situation. Maybe mine isn't as bad as I thought after all. And it gives them the courage to reach out. Maybe it's just asking someone in your sphere, how can I be a resource? How can I help this week? Or supporting another agent with an open house. Partner up, right? Maybe you're struggling. You haven't had luck with open houses. You're saying, I don't know how to talk to people about the BRBC or buyer's agency agreement. I don't know how to do this. Well, partner up with someone. And then help a teammate solve a challenge. I think as you help others, you'll actually learn yourself. And guess what? I can tell you, I'm standing up here right now. It may seem like I know everything. I promise you I don't. I still have to learn every day. I read every day. I keep in touch with the news every day. And so sometimes just helping someone solve something, you learn in the process as well. And so just have that be part of your daily action. So I gave you guys a worksheet. We did this last time. I'll do it again. Next week, when you come in, you guys don't have to wait till next week to share it. You guys can share it, email it to me, scan it, take a picture, send me a text with it, say, hey, here's my sheet. We'll have a treat for you guys. Promise you guys.
Can we send it there in a blast?
Yeah, we're gonna have this online for everyone that's online. We'll have this on there as well. And you guys just make sure you guys send them out to me. Yes.
Is any agent allowed to use the room for video sharing?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, 100%. It was made 100% for you. Yeah.
But that's fine, then, I have to know how to mention.
Yeah, no,
Without paying.
yeah, no.
Okay, we don't have artistic.
Yeah, no, I went in on Friday when I did mine.
So, we plan to teach every agent how to use the room for the video.
Yeah, so it's really like the room is mainly designed to be a setting for you. You can choose however you want to use it, but yes, I could sit down, I could show you an idea of how you can stand, where you can sit, how to use the microphones, all of that. Like, yes, that's not it's not a big deal. I
have someone specialized to record the video. So probably I don't know nothing about how to record the video.
So why don't we do this? Next time I record something, you come in there with me and I'll show you how I record and then we'll let you record.
Oh, I have. First.
Well, then tell me when you're prepared and then I'll go with you.
If you teach, I don't know, teach everybody.
Yeah.
So not just me, but everybody.
Right, so here's the thing though, is everyone's at a different point in how they use social media. So teaching someone social media has to be very.
Just teach
Yes.
us how to use it.
Right.
So we can come in our free time to do the meeting.
Okay, we'll get more on that then for you, so that way you guys can all have an idea on how it can be used for your specific needs. All right, any other questions? Anything? We got about 15 minutes. I'll let Robert handle a few topics that he has.
Okay, all right, give my hand. All right, hi everyone online. Thank you for coming. I want to just catch up a little bit on what Enrique said about Gus, and yeah, I want to commend Gus for being able to get the listing, the sale, and a potential future sale or listing. And really, it all falls to doing activities. I want to, for the last 15 minutes, I want to get something across to everyone. One of the reasons I stay in real estate and I stay in mortgage is the last couple of years have been difficult, right? Because the buyer's market's been difficult simply because buyers don't know when the market's going to fall. The market's been difficult for sellers because they don't want to sell for cheap. But one of the things I've known about real estate for all these years, because when I started in real estate in 94, 95, and that's almost 30 years here, it's a little bit more than 30 years. I have always known one thing about real estate is real estate has its ups, it has its downs, but it always comes back around. Does it make sense? For those who are new and they catch the real estate when it's a little bit rocky, they say, hey, real estate is not good because it's so hard. But do you understand that sometimes when you get into real estate and mortgage, when things are just booming, it's so easy. You got to understand that when you're in this business, the ocean is not always rocky. Does it make sense? Right now, you're in this business and it's a little bit rocky or even a lot rocky. But now's the time for you to learn, right? Now it's time for you to set your anchors and learn. Because, answer me a question, Praveen, Sanjeev, Enrique. When the market is booming, can you get a lot of deals into escrow? Yes or no? Yeah. When you were representing all the Fannie Mae, ton of deals, right? Sanjeev, when market's in a refinance boom, lot of business, right? The thing is that when you enter real estate, you got to understand that when you're in the game, be prepared with all your fishing nets. Because when the fish come in and your fishing nets are ready, there's a lot of deals. And then you save during that time to plan for years like this. Years that are a little bit on the slower side, right? Years where deals aren't coming in every single day. But when the years where the deals are coming in, they come in bunches. Does it make sense? And you save for that. One of the things I've known being in business for 30 years, and the reason that motivates me is real estate goes up and real estate goes down. But no matter what, I know that people will always need a place to live and people will always need the money to buy that place to live. Does it make sense? It's not like a fad where, one day people like this one thing and one day they don't like it at all. In real estate and in lending, there's nothing not to like about a home and the money it takes to buy that home. The years that are slow, you just deal with it a little bit. You save, you don't spend as much. the years where it's fast, then you're prepared to catch all the fish. Does it make sense? You're prepared. But I'm gonna share with everyone something you got to understand, okay? And this is something that's very important, is that success, guys, is a science. Is a science. Success is a science. That formula for success, it changes with time. It changes. You know what? When I first started getting into real estate, there was no such thing as a mobile phone. Guys, we were communicating on these little beepers that we wear on our belts, okay? When I was first getting into real estate, the email that we used was AOL, America Online, okay? Yeah, you got mail, okay? The world has changed. Enrique posting those videos, Caitlin making a social media room. The people that have the ability to catch the fish when the fish start coming in are the people that are truly going to adopt technology and the way we communicate. You're going to adopt artificial intelligence to make your life easier. You're going to adopt social media to expand your reach into different networks, right? You're going to have to adopt to the new way that people catch fish. If you don't learn the new way people catch fish, then guess what happens? You won't be the ones catching the fish. Now, you'll catch some fish. When there's, I remember a long time ago, I went fishing. And I had just a normal fishing pole with bait. And then all these fish came in. A big school of fish came in. And the guy next to me had these lures that he just threw on top of the surface of the water. He's just pulling in fish left and right. And me, my hook with the bait had a sinker and it sunk all the way to the bottom and the fish weren't there. As he was catching fish after fish after fish, I caught zero. Okay? Because I did not have the right bait. So even though there's plenty of fish that might be coming into the sea, if you're not ready with the right tools and the right way of catching, then you're still not going to catch fish. Does it make sense? Or you're going to catch a very few to the people that catch a lot. One of the things that we need to do as a group now is we need to start learning how and what to do to catch the right fish, the right activities to start doing, so that when the fish start coming in, we're prepared for it. Does it make sense? Then we're prepared for it. So right now we're doing these meetings so that we're preparing you guys for that, right? We're preparing you. Last thing I want to mention is that success is a science, and success is every single activity that you're willing to do. See, Gus did an activity and he got a deal from that activity, right? See, here's the science of it. You're not going to hit a home run unless you're brave enough to swing the bat. Every time you go do something, you are swinging a bat. Okay? And there's no one's stopping you from doing activity or doing something every single day. All you have to do is plan each and every day and do something. Does it make sense? And believe it or not, sometimes you'll do something and it doesn't pan out. Gus has done things like seminars, and sometimes the seminars just simply don't pan out, right? But it didn't stop him from doing it. And it didn't stop him from doing other things. As long as you keep doing something, it becomes a science. Does that make sense? The guys that do open houses every single weekend, not every single weekend you have good people coming to your open house that buy that home. But what happens? They're so consistent. They do open houses every weekend. Every weekend cannot be a bad open house. If you're consistently doing open houses every weekend, not every person that always walks in is a bad person. So pretty soon you start running into good results. Not every home buyer seminar here is going to get a ton of people buying homes, but you do enough of them, you're going to run into some really good people. Okay. So again, like I said, it's all about the activities that you do. Success is not just a prayer, it's a plan. Plan your week, plan your why, plan on, what motivates you to do this business. But one of the things I hope I can motivate you is that it's not always this hard. Does it make sense? It's not. Okay? As long as you stay in the game long enough, there's times where business flows in. Does it make sense? Okay? There's times when business flows in. If you are a loan officer and you're doing a refinance boom, you're in a refinance boom, you just bump into people who need a loan left and right. Is that right, Sanjeev? Is that right, Enrique? Okay. If you do real estate and you're in a buyer's boom, you'll run into buyers left and right. You're in a seller's market, you'll run into people wanting to sell their home left and right. Okay? Yes.
I remember Ice asking me like, hey, Gus, when you first started real estate, how was it with your listings and stuff? And I said, I would put my sign up there, 15 minutes later, it would be pending.
Yeah.
So it was that quick, that easy.
I mean, you guys remember the days where you put up a sign on a home and you have 20 offers first day. You guys remember that, right? Well, those good days, they come. Because real estate is a cycle. Does it make sense? Tell me the day where people will start living in homes, and tell me the day where people stop needing money. Tell me that day. That day is never going to come. Okay? So the industry itself is great. The industry itself is great. It's just, when are you in this industry, and do you have the staying power to stay long term in this industry? That's why Bean's been with us 21, 22 years. Sanjeev, you've been with us for how long? More than 21 years. I've known Gus for 20 some years, and so Roberto, same thing. So you see a lot of people that's been in the industry. That there's times that are booming, there's times that are slow. Just stay in the game. Does it make sense? Okay. Quick announcements for and then we'll call it a day. One announcement is Thanksgiving party. Now, I do want you guys to do something though. There's a little QR code. Since you're here, scan that QR code and sign in to the meeting so we know you attended to the meeting, okay, live. Okay, so there's a QR code sitting on each table. Scan that in so you can sign in so you attended the meeting. Okay, that's number one. We do have our annual Thanksgiving gourmet dinner this coming Wednesday at 5:30. Okay, not only am I making my annual Thanksgiving turkey, my mashed potatoes, all the sides, but it's also a potluck, so we get to enjoy some of the things that come from your culture too. Okay, we're gonna have karaoke in this room. It's one of the first times that we've actually done an evening event. So because it's an evening dinner event, we're gonna have karaoke, we're gonna have dinner. We're going to have more time for you guys to enjoy so you don't have to get back to your work. So everyone is invited. If you have some A+ clients that you want to invite to, feel free to invite an A+ client so they can sort of see the culture of our office. I don't mind that. Call your family, call your loved ones, and let's enjoy and celebrate the Thanksgiving together, okay? So guys, please try to make it. And I look forward to seeing you for everyone this coming Wednesday evening. Any announcements? Yes, Praveen.
I got some announcements.
Okay.
So we have a charity gala from YPN this Thursday, November 20th. Now, some of you guys may ask, like, well, why should I be involved with any organizational stuff like from the association or something? I can tell you this. you may not get deals directly from that. And that's a fair statement. People sometimes say, well, I don't get deals if I go there. So why am I going to waste my time? Here's what you can get out of it though, is you never know who you're going to network with. And if you ever have a client where you're representing one of your clients and all of a sudden that agent that you met comes across and say, hey, I remember talking to you. I'm going to give you the inside scoop or just help you get the transaction, get the deal, and we go into contract a lot easier. So yes, you're probably not going to find your next client from it, but you may be able to find someone that you'll collaborate with on a transaction at some point for a deal to get closed. And I'm sure that some people have been here in the industry long enough to tell you that that's true. And that's why I show up. That's why I feel like it's important for all of us to show up. So YPN Gala this Thursday, November 20th. If you guys want more information, we'll have it for you. There's also practical overview on December. Or actually Builder Showcase first.
This is Robert's Adeline. Remember we said about that?
Stand over there so people can see you over there.
This is one of Robert's Adeline he spoke to 2 weeks ago about meeting builders. So builders are gonna be at the SAR. It's a free event this Wednesday from I think 11 to 1. Then we can come here for dinner. So this Wednesday, if you sign up, it's free. So just sign up and come there and you'll meet all the builders who's paying compensation and who's not. So
Also the incentives, because I think that's important. I had someone reach out to me about builder incentive. You'll find out what they're offering. And again, all for you guys' social media posts or even just in your conversation that you have with your clients.
and then we have regional meetings. So go to each of the meetings. Here's the list. I know tomorrow is at the El Grove and a few of us, Reza, Sanjeev, me, Gus. We'll go tomorrow. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, tomorrow they'll have it. So if you're in Natomas, they have in Natomas. I think they have one in Folsom and downtown. So attend those. And the last, we have a class on December 4th, Thursday. It's a 3-hour class. It's 3 credits for continuing education. It's gonna be here, 10 to 1. So I think Kareem and I are gonna send you guys a link, RSVP. You can use your credit if even though you renew it this year, you can use it 4 years from now, so it won't expire. So attend this 1031 exchange class. So we got, we have a lot of things going. So come to the meetings, come to the classes.
Is it by Sheila?
Yeah, it is by Sheila.
All right, I think that's it. We're gonna leave the QR code up there. That's a survey for you guys to give feedback on the trainings. Also, information on like what topics you guys would like to see happen as well. So that way we know how to service you guys, because at the end, this is why we do these things, is to help you guys grow. So the link is up there, or the QR code. Thank you for coming out, and let me know if you guys have any questions.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, register, which one you wanna go to? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
We have some refreshments in the back.
SAR is in the main office. You never went to, you went there, you went to.